agus Farranree agus Iosagain Farranree. Agus tá clé seo Urban H3 an clé canisian sin sin. Now, Skull Tron Blarney and Dukes. Ibrahim Lucas Landy. Jane O'Connor. Jake Archer. Conor Denny. Aaron O'Driscoll. Shea Healy Pepper. Mason Stanton. Daniel O'Callaghan. Charlie Fleming. Emmett Fitzpatrick and Captain. Callum Paul Morrissey. Callum Gallagher. Alexander Healy. Reese Moore. Jacob McNamara. Jerome Gino. Praise Odinetchi. Keelan Hayes. Charlie O'Brien. Ajin Manohar Anish. Joey Buckley. Kyle Long. And Matthew Sullivan. For the Iosagain. Ibrahim Blake Morey. Jay O'Rourke. Tristan McCarthy. Jane Brown. Eamon Schlinge. Ben O'Sullivan. Mason Heafy. Jimmy O'Reilly. Charlie Duffy. Jake Sheehan. Leanne Dunlane Burns. Tyler O'Sullivan. Jane O'Leary. Jason O'Connor. Zach Ward. Kyle O'Leary. Lee Sexton. Noel Coleman. Jake Carey. Harry Pegler. Martin O'Reilly. Jack Burke. Jake Healy. Martin O'Connor.
Let's look this way now. Okay.
Look at the chair. On the ball here to stay to Charlie Fay. So if you're going to pick it up and it doesn't come up, what are you going to do? No. You don't do everything.
When you're shaking hands now, guys, look at me and look at me. Push it. Carry down on that side. Okay. Yeah, League One, you can toss with them first and they can go then. Come on, guys.
Come on, Steve, this way.
Yeah,
guys.
And Falterove illegal air to the on Clare if they're go Skull on north side to the city Skull Iosagain Farranree and Blarney Street. Fear Falterove Galair. So Blarney Street are playing from left to right. The white jersey and Blarney Street already now have gotten their opening point. Oh sorry, no, my apologies. Blarney Street are playing from right to left. So it's actually Skull Iosagain Farranree who are playing from left to right. And it's a great block down there, but when it comes to it now, it looks like Skull Iosagain Farranree are under a little bit of pressure on the back line. Blarney Street getting a shot in. That was an amazing block down there by, I think if I have it right, Eamon in the back line. And with Skull Blarney and now Blarney Street are coming through the whole time, getting really strong shots in. That ball was on target. That was unfortunate for the forward there. He did everything right. Perhaps he could have caught it, but at the same time I suppose he was trying to flick it into the net, similar to what our Cork Stars will be doing. So great effort there by Iverdoya, number 12, Callum Gallagher at full forward for Blarney Street. Now Blarney Street again with that that first shot in on goals, and they seem to have the possession more than Farranree. And Aaron at centre back. Aaron O'Driscoll's coming very deep now to try and put more pressure on that back line. And for Farranree must be breathing a sigh of relief now at this stage, hoping that they'll just keep the ball out of the back line just to settle. So here we are, and we've only a couple of minutes now at the first half already. It's end-to-end action, and we have Iosagain now coming up, and he took it well done. That was again now Blarney Street coming through again, trying to push forward with the ball. I know there's a lot of bodies there. There are an awful lot of bodies there now here at the moment, and coming forward again is Blarney Street in the familiar white at this stage now. And Iosagain is coming through, and that's Mason Stanton. Mason, the captain, and the vice captain. He got his first goal, so that's the opening score here now for Blarney Street. And Pogardicus to Blarney Street, that was a very well worked score. It started right up the way the ball was cleared in defence. What beautiful skill level there from that player from Iosagain Farranree. I must see his number. Is it Ivor Hucht? I have to credit Ivor Hucht, Jimmy O'Reilly at midfield. And here we have now, it's very interesting. We have again Iosagain Farranree trying to push forward, but then we have Blarney Street coming back at them. Blarney Street really coming forward and coming on the road Shin or Clay August Air 4-wheel. Now, it's an interesting statistic here. When we're here, our ref, Jamie O'Connor from St. Anthony's Ballinlough, has brought the pupils from the school as ball boys today, and we thank Anthony and his team for support to us at Skeena Skull. This match is really exciting. Two very evenly matched sides. Thanks to that goal, to be fair, that was scored. Blarney Street are ahead, and well done to Mason for that. Now the Raitor has blown the whistle, so a throw-in ball here between two players. It's an absolutely beautiful day here, and you can hear both sets of supporters cheering for their teams. It's a special day to be here in Skeena Skull final. Now, of course, I would say both teams have settled. It just seems at the moment that Iosagain Farranree seem to have. Céir de Hála, tá sé ceart galore. Iosagain Farranree are definitely having to play more defensive hurling today, and actually very well done by the Coolbara. I thought would hop in front of him and we could have a score, but he actually deflected over the in line. Now the pitch is shortened, so we've the equivalent of a 65 here, and we're just waiting to see now who's going to be taking it. It's definitely within the range of any free taker, and I'm sure now we'll be expecting a score here. He just tried to keep it low, maybe trying to add to another goal to Mason's, but very well blocked there by the defender for Iosagain Farranree. That was a great effort there. It's only gone as far as midfield, and there's a fine, interesting midfield tussle now, and coming forward, and create a bit of excitement here now is the player for Farranree. They're pushing up, but again, it seems that the defenders for Blarney Street seem to be very comfortable. We've Jaden O'Connor, Connor Dennehy, we have an Aaron O'Driscoll and Charlie Fleming are really comfortable in that back line. They cleared the ball with ease. Coming again now, the ball is stuck at midfield. A lot of bodies there, and again coming through is Iosagain Farranree. Orator has blown up the whistle, blown up the play. I'm not sure if it is a free or a sideline ball. Now, it's lovely to see both schools from the same side of the city. They know each other very well. Some of them might actually play for neighbouring clubs, and it's an interesting statistic for Blarney Street that Emmett Fitzpatrick, wearing Iverade, his brother was the last captain of a winning Skeena Skull team for Blarney Street, and he's playing with St. Vincent's, as is his brother. So it's hard look there. It went to the right and wide. There's a slight breeze there today, so the breeze might have just caught the ball at the end and tailed over to the right and wide. Now our Coolbara for today, Blake Morey. Someone has to be willing to go on goals, and Blake has been quite busy. Almost very good effort there to try and catch the ball to field it, and the Raitor just has blown there for a chop. And like any good warrior ever, is it Fehekar, number 24? I think it said Iver Fehekar. I think I saw a 4 in it. It might actually be Iver Cahir too. It could be Conor Denny, Neil and Kinta. Oh, the ball's going in. Oh, very well done by Blake Murray. Blake has it. Blake's going across his own goal mouth, but he managed to clear it, going up as far as the midfield players again. And first through there is Mason Stanton, hoping to get another score. But the defence for Farranree are standing firm. They've been a very busy back line here today now, but they are doing very well. And we have only a few minutes to play gone. And if I check the clock, I think it's only about 5 minutes of play so far. So we've had real exciting. Oh no, it's a bit more. It's about 7 minutes. So halfway through the first half. And we've another point there from Mason. The vice captain has gotten another point. So we have a goal and a point for Blarney Street. And we Neil score before to Farranree. I'm Tossul go make score a gone wheel. And Collecti, there is a great puck out there by Blake, and it's going all the way. And it's gone in. I think our umpires are signalling that it was a goal. They're signalling to the Rator that they think it was a goal. It hit the crossbar and fell down. Now the neutral person in me would say, give Lucas a chance there. Poor Lucas. It hit the crossbar and dropped down. But our umpires from Glanmore Community College were very fast to respond there. So it's very interesting now. So you have a goal apiece for both teams, and only Coolina wine at her head. So that's really increased the tempo and given Farranree a greater momentum and given them the heart as well. The defenders have been working really hard to kind of maintain the forward line or manage them from Blarney Street, and the reward now was that goal when they cleared it. And coming forward again now is Blarney Street trying to push forward, but seems that the midfield, or is it the two half backs now for Farranree, are really battening down the hatches and kind of containing the forwards for Blarney Street. And it is credit actually to those forwards from Blarney Street as well as the midfielders of Emmett Fitzpatrick, Callum Power Morrissey, Callum Gallagher and Alexander Healy, as well as Daniel O'Callaghan, that they are doing very well with their tally. And here we have now another long, high, lofting ball coming in. I think that wind is causing a little bit of difficulty, no doubt at all, for Blarney Street, and it's just catching the ball as it tails. Great puck out there from Blake Murray. Looks like Blake does have the advantage of the wind. Great fielding there, midfield, and it's going all the way in, but it looks like Lucas Landy's there. Lucas is there. Oh, hard luck on Lucas. So we have another opportunist goal here from Farranree. Toshi Dakragum to see he's right 11. Iver Hindia, Callum Power Morrissey managed to score that. Well done, Callum Cogordicus. So we have 2 goals now for Farranree and Pool August Coolina Wine to Blarney Street. And good block down there by Blake. He was taking the safe option, a little bit more assertive than he needed to be, so, and contested, but at the same time, I suppose when it comes to it, it's all at the discretion of the Rator, and Jamie O'Connor is for both teams at the end of the day. And that free now is going to make it very interesting for Blarney Street, because then it would be Blarney Street would have scored 3 times and Farranree would have scored twice, and yet he went for his goal. That was a very brave shot. That's something like Pat Horgan would do now. And I think if I would right, that's Iver Ade, Emmett Fitzpatrick, the captain. Wouldn't his brother be proud of him here today now? So I was expecting a point, and straight away the appearances changed. So we've Blarney Street after inching ahead again, 2 goals and 1 point to Farranree's 2 goals. Now Farranree are bursting out. This man is doing great work and it's coming through. The defender went for the option. He batted it down and he sent it over the end line. I think actually it just goes so sometimes you have to be more careful than brave, because it's at the end of the day you must protect your goalkeeper and ensure there's no score going in. So that was an interesting decision there by that defender and the back. So it gives now Farranree an opportunity to actually come come forward now and get a score. Their free taker will have the wind behind him, which would be a great asset to him. And let's see now, he's giving it a lot of height. That's a fantastic score. Níl Iscom K4 it looks to me in the distance with my glasses even, I'm not sure, is it number 4 or number 5? But whoever it is, well done you, and it was excellently taken free. So now we have them level on 2 goals and a point apiece, and we've Blarney Street there, the forwards really trying to get space for themselves, trying to get the ball into their hands. There's a bit of a huddle there now, very close to the goal, so I'm sure Lucas Landy is anxious there waiting, but he's got full faith in his defenders. I'm sure he'd be expecting that his teammates would clear the ball, and that's exactly what they did. Almost caught beautifully there by Charlie Fleming, the wing forward, and the Raytor today has opted just to stop the play for a moment. Now, both schools have been very well prepared for this final, and can see they're very evenly matched, and great credit to Michael Casey, Paul Kennedy and Mark Russell for preparing the team from Blarney Street so well today. I'm sure they're delighted with the result so far from their players of 2 goals and a point, and also for Farranree, it's credit to Orla Barry, the single female, Owen Hannafin and Tim Crowley for preparing their team so well today. And they want to give a special mention to a fellow teammate here today of the players, Mark O'Connell, who cannot join us today because he's unwell. And so we wish you the very best, Mark, and when you'll be watching this tomorrow now, I'm sure you'll be praising your teammates for the effort they put in. And they want to acknowledge as well credit to the local boys who have joined the Piershick Club, and great credit to the Piershick for supporting them and welcome, who've only taken up hurling this year and have made great strides. So well done to everyone involved now from Iosagain Farranree. So here now, Iosagain Farranree trying to push up here on the attack. It's sorry, Tobrona, I'm mixing up my colours from Blarney Street. Pushing up there, driving forward, and the Raytor now is just checking to see where the ball is. So we'll have another equivalent of a 65 coming in. So this could now actually put Farranree ahead by a point. As we remember, Farranree now have scored 3 times, and the last free he took was an excellent free as well, and it settled the team so well. A great free taken there. It dropped a bit short. It dropped a bit short there. And here we have the ball gone to the left and right. Blarney Street, I'm sure, breathing a sigh of relief, saying thank God that didn't go in, because that free with the wind could have gone over if it travelled far enough to be a point. Pushing forward here now at Blarney Street, and the Raytor is blown for another free. Blarney Street are very fortuitous. They seem to be earning a lot of frees in the forward line, and they must be delighted with the forwards, Jake Rourke, Ben O'Sullivan and Leonton Lee Burns and Jason O'Connell for the effort they've been putting in, because sometimes when it comes to it, it's about being competitive. Well, isn't that fantastic by Lucas? Lucas really is a very busy goalkeeper today. And like Blarney Street now are definitely hunting in packs. Evens, the midfielders are trying to pull into the forward line, but it's a great testament to the defensive play by Farranree that they've managed to clear their lines, and that was a great strike in almost on top of the square. And look at that again, sometimes forwards have to act as defenders even though their job is to score, and I must say I'm sure Jake Rourke was very frustrated with that black lockdown. Now we've a free here for Farranree, and Farranree will be hoping with this free, close-in free, that they'll get a point. Now, would we have a brave young man who might say, I'll do a Patrick Horgan on it and try and go for the goal? It'll be interesting to see. Now, taking the free is our Quito, who has had a big impact in this match today. He's winning a lot of possession, and is he going to go for the goal, or is he going to take his point? He took the point. So now we have Farranree ahead, 2 goals and 2 points. And our Raytor is blown, and just like that we've reached half time, and it's a very interesting second half. Now we're looking forward to Farranree, Gachul, Gachulin, and Blarney Street Boys, Gachul, August Coolin, on. It's all to play for in the second half. Fáilte roid a rascadí cuid a dót an cléthe úntach seo Urban H3 idir Blarney Street, wearing the now familiar white against Farranree in the blue. So Blarney Street now oh dear, on top row, the poor lad tripped over. So Blarney Street were on the defensive there, and that was a great cross to the Farranree forward, and the defender did very well to clear the ball. The Raytor is going to allow advantage because there was a slight push there as the defender was clearing it, but no need. Blarney Street are on the attack. They're very well caught there in the midfield there for Scully, Scone, Farranree. Now Blarney Street again favouring some ground hurling, which is lovely to see. And if we have pushing forward is who got the last point of the first half. And how many times will Blarney Street be thankful to Lucas Landy for what he did? And unfortunately, our Quitog now has gotten Kulela, and I must get his name to be fair now. Ivershea. Well done, Ivershea. Or Shehealy. Is it Ivershea? Yeah. Shehealy. And Neeline Ivershea on the sheet. I'm checking. It's Ben O'Sullivan, sorry, Ben O'Sullivan. Well done to Ben O'Sullivan for that score. And now back to the action again now. And so now what better response for any team that's left in a goal is to drive forward, and that's exactly what's happening here. So great effort there by Blarney Street, pushing through. Blarney Street go for the goal, and that's a clear and certain goal. So what Shehealy Pepper does on one side, we have another player doing on the other side, and Chiziverde. My videographer here is giving me great support, so well done here to Jake Sheehan for getting that score. So again, where it's only a solitary point between them, and so we have Blarney Street now on 3 goals and 1 point, and Farranree on 3 cool agus Cooley. And breathing a sigh of relief is Lucas Landy, I'd say indeed now. Just see that ball go wide, and great credit must go to both goalies. As you remember, Blake Morney did a fantastic block there before eventually Shehealy got his goal, which was a fantastic initial block there by Blake. How crucial, how essential are 2 goalkeepers to any team. So going in for the clash there, and coming out with it was Mason Heafy. Iver shot the forward. Mason has sent that to the right and wide. Now I'm sure when it comes to it, it's going to be even more interesting now, because we've only a point between them. And when there's a point between them, that means very, very little altogether. Now, we're looking back at the action again. We've only a couple of minutes gone in the second half, and already the play is as tight as it was before. We've had few occasions this year in the Skeena Skull hurling finals that schools have had to share the cup, and it looks like these 2 teams too are settling up to being just like that. And well done there to Farranree. Farranree are trying to clear the ball out of their defence, but the forwards are so tenacious from Blarney Street Boys. And again now Blarney Street Boys seem to be just pushing forward the whole time, trying to just make space is very important when they're in a huddle. And our Raytor has blown the whistle, and he's given a free in to Blarney Street. So Blarney Street now have the opportunity to level the scoring, and we've leveled the scoring here, and I'm sure this is well within the range of this excellent free taker, and yes, he's taken it. So we have now level 3 goals and 2 points apiece, and it's really interesting now what's going to happen in the next few minutes, because that will determine the outcome of the match. We're already at 4 minutes of play. Great puck out there now from Blake Morey right into space, giving his midfielders an option, and fellow teammates great options, and working very hard for Farranree at midfield are Jimmy O'Reilly and Charlie Duffy, and Charlie the vice captain, and they are working so hard there and giving a great supply of ball into the excellent forwards for Farranree. And Ivernay there is Charlie Duffy, the vice captain. Charlie striking the ball, a beautiful sideline cut. I'm sure they're delighted with Charlie up in the Piercy with that skill level. And now Grant, great clearance there, relieving clearance there for the Blarney Street boys, and a great flick away. So coming to collect it there is Blarney Street seem to be just pushing the ball out of the way. It's taking a bit of time to pick it up, and well done to the Farranree player again, Charlie Duffy. Charlie seeing the ball in high, but I think first to it is Lucas Landy. Lucas did everything right. He made space for himself before he cleared it, and Lucas went out into space. It's 2-on-1 there. Where will the sport come from? Sport is here and collecting the ball there. Excellent easy over shot. Mason Stanton, the vice captain. Basin Cindy to Ivernay. Charlie Fleming. Charlie sent it up high. Very well judged there by Blake Morey. And Blake opted to let it go right and wide. Blake knew exactly where the goals were behind him, and he just gave themselves the option. Now Blake's teammate is going to puck out the ball. It could be one of the backs, could be Tristan McCarthy or maybe Eamon Shilenge. It could also be someone else, but those two players are doing very well in the back line and collecting the ball is Ivershea. Ben O'Sullivan, the captain. Ben is really working very hard. Unfortunately, a free on Ben by his opposite opponent, Mason, and there's a free there now, and take it will be Ivernay, Charlie Duffy, the vice captain. Charlie's taking his time. There isn't much of a breeze there now, so there'll be nothing to interfere with the direction of this ball if he has it on target. It looks like he has it on target, up and over. What a gorgeous point there. That point is very important. Farranree are going to be delighted with that. That's inching them ahead by single solitary point. It's like taking turns. One team gets a point and the response from the other is that this is what is, we're going to level it up. But Farranree are pushing ahead again. If this point goes over, we'll have a second point. I think that's from Charlie, is it? I think it's Iver and Naya. It's Charlie can not only did he get the point from the free, but he got the point from play as well. Now that cushion of 2 points isn't really enough because we're only on 6.5 minutes to play in the second half. But it looks like Farranree seem to have settled. Their defenders are settling down beautifully as well. They're managing that star forward line, but this is the cream rising to the top for Blarney Street boys. And unfortunately, he opted for the point instead of playing it across to his teammate. I'd say he didn't judge any bit of breeze at all. But anyway, it just goes to show Blarney Street forward line are quite dangerous when they get going. And we have Callum and Emmett Daniel and Callum Power and Callum Callaghan, as well as Alexander Healy. They're causing a lot of problems for the defenders for Farranree, and again, they're not only are they good at scoring, but they're also competing, tackling, harassing as well. And here we have the midfielders giving a lovely low ball in there to the forwards, and who's going to win it? The forward for the waiter has said no, Kalish Dainta good, so relieving. I'm sure it'll be a breath of relief now by Zach Wall, the defender for Farranree, that he's earned that free and sent it out. And if I see it, is that number? No, my glasses can't see. I thought it was Iver shot, but I know Mason. It's Iver 3. Tristan McCarthy's take it. Well done, Tristan. That's a great free, right inch perfect into the hands. Was that Iver dead, Jake? No, Jake Sheehan's in the back line. The Raytor has blown again for a second free. Now, Farranree, if they got this, they could score this, there could be a difference of 3 points between them, which is a nice cushion. Our Raytor opted to play the advantage, but nothing was accruing. So, if I'm correct, would this be Charlie Duffy taking it again? Charlie's setting himself up. Oh, it's gone in for a goal. A goal for Charlie. So that really puts a very different appearance on now. It's Carracool August Carracooli. So they've the same number of goals as they have points. They have scored 8 times and they're ahead now. But we know what this Blarney Street boys team is like. They respond. They have responded every single time, and they are very competitive and also I say very fearless in their style of play. They will throw themselves in the way of any ball ball coming, and first shoot here is Aaron O'Driscoll. Aaron has just flicked it over to the side for his teammate. I think is that Jaden collected, but Farranree won it back and pushing forward now. The Farranree forward line, he just failed to hold possession, but he has it now, and he's trying to do a jig around 3 or 4 of them, but I'm afraid that won't happen with this Blarney Street boys defence. And a fantastic block down again. Every skill you could imagine in terms of tackling and competing has been done. Unfortunately now there is a free, and Blarney Street boys will be delighted. They'll breathe a sigh of relief. Jaden O'Connor, Conor Dennehy, Shea Healy-Pepper, Aaron O'Driscoll and Charlie Fleming will be delighted with that. Just to give them a bit of breathing space, and also giving their forward line options. That forward line is hungry for ball. They really want to add to the tally they've scored so far. And get it there is Iverine. And that's another wide. Hard luck, Charlie Fleming. I think we have to be honest here. We've had about 3 or 4 wides here for Blarney Street boys, and Farranree really are living on the edge here with this forward line. I'm sure Blarney Street boys will get another score. We're watching the time. We're conscious of the time at the end of the day. It's only 15 minutes quick no made Diog. And trying to clear the ball there for Blarney Street boys defence. If we have 10 minutes to play now, and Farranree are trying to drive through, but first through there is Lucas Landy. Now Lucas unfortunately stepped over the in line, but in fairness you want nerves of steel, and Lucas has it in spades. And we have the equivalent of a 65 here now. I presume it's going to be Charlie Duffy taking it again. Charlie has a nice tally now. He scored goals and points for his school today. But Charlie would be the first to say, I'm sure, that it takes a team behind him to play it, to excel like that. And now I'm sure Napier are delighted with the performance here of these young men, including Charlie. And an excellent free taker is worth his weight in goals, as Cork will say time and time again when it comes to Horgan. Another man, a proud north side player, and it looks like between these two schools anyway, the future of Cork hurling is very, very bright indeed. Now Blarney Street boys, great puck out there now from Lucas Lanty. It went just past midfield, and coming out to take it is the free taker for Blarney Street boys. I'm having difficulty seeing, the glasses aren't performing as well as they should today, but I imagine this will have to be dropped into the square. Ooh, it's gone. I think, was there a deflection? Or it's gone, or yes, was there 4 Nino Kinton? No, it was a deflection. All this is eating into the time, I'm afraid, for Blarney Street to rally. They have to get the equivalent of 2 goals in only a couple of minutes. We're now at 12 minutes of play, and the 12 minutes of play now means that there are only 3 minutes of play. There was no injury time, a very sporting game, and the ball is going in hard, and blocking it down was the Farranree player in front, and picked up by his teammate there, soloing, trying to make space for himself. If he can clear it down the field now, that'll eat into the precious time that Blarney Street boys need. But coming in, 2 forwards against 2 defenders. Great defending there, Blarney Street boys. The ball's just slipped in behind them, and they're defending. That's very well done by Ivercool. Great pressure from the defence there. And now Farranree are just hunting in packs now. They're trying to keep the ball down that into the field, eating into the precious time, and playing on plays. That's a great pick up there by the Blarney Street boy, the defender. And now they're favouring the ground hurling, but I think someone has to pick it up and clear it, get it up the field. I'm saying to them, if they want to get a couple of scores, the forwards are hungry for the ball. Now there's a great clearance coming to the teammate. If he's on his own, yes, he's indeed up there. Lovely ground hurling by the boys, who most of them will be playing their hurling with St. Vincent's. What a darting drive forward, earned his free. Now again, I'm watching the clock. The clock is very important here now today. I think we're at 13 minutes, and of course now all thumbs 13 minutes, but I think that's what we're at now, 13 and a half minutes. So there has to be a score here now for Blarney Street from this. Blarney Street are going for broke, as we say. They're driving, sending all the lads forward now. A flick of the wrist, and the ball can be at the back of the net. Blake Murray, I'm sure, is advising his defenders to mark him and to Harris. Blarney Street pushing up, and yet tough feared row on arm now, but Blarney Street boys have done everything right. supply of ball going into the forward line, with just a lot of wides there, and those wides could be costly, I'm afraid. Now Blake Murray standing in goals, watching his teammate puck out. It was a low hard ball. It was an interesting puck out to send, and Blarney Street boys have it again now, and Cindy the ball in. It's a darting ball, but Blake Murray has it. Blake stopped it. Blarney Street still pushing the ball forward, still tackling, still harassing. Farranree are living on their wits here at this stage, and the ball is inside again. The forward for Blarney Street trying to drive forward, and he's gotten himself a free. Time is running out for them now. Very hard to get a goal with all those bodies in front. What was going to happen? We know that Blarney Street are capable of. They have scored 3 goals and 2 points. On any other day, that would be a winning scoreline. We have finals that have been won on that margin. And he's gone to the left and wide, did everything right, kept it low, drove it in hard. Now, I'm checking the time. We're almost at full time here now. What can be done? Is it going to be the day for the boys in blue? Is it going to be the day that Farranree are going to celebrate a Skeena Skull win? Not with defending like that from Blarney Street boys. Picking up the ball, trying to drive it forward. The Raytor has blown for a push in the back. I'm watching the clock. And each of these frees now are taking from the time to play. Unfortunately, the frustration of the Blarney Street boys, they know the ball should be up the other end of the field. Our Raytor, I'm sure, is watching the injury time as well. As a special mention, the Farranree trainers Orla, Owen and Tim would like to acknowledge Jack Lonergan and his the impact he's made in the school in games development, and they want to acknowledge him here today on a very special day for the school. And we have Charlie scoring another point. Charlie, ever the showman, acknowledging his supporters, thanking his supporters for their rallying cries for them, and fitting that Charlie was the last player to touch the ball. So on a special day for hurling in the north side of Cork City, the victors are Farranree. Farranree won. Carracool, Alcashea Coolleen and Cogard Kasim. It was an excellent display. They had to battle hard in the first half, but they managed to pull away thanks in no small part to the efforts of the forwards in the second half. Of course, Cove Rowan to Blarney Street boys. As I said, on any other day they would have won on a scoreline like that. They were valiant in defeat. They never gave up the fight. They made it a very interesting match, and no doubt at all we will see them back in another final on Flean Shakui. So from Skeena Skull here in Porky Queeve, Sloan agus Benacht.
Congratulations. Well done. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Blarney.
Hello, Ben. Guys, this way. Look this way. Come on, lads.
Well done, Jake. Well done, Blake. Blake, look. Well done, Noah. Well done, Kyle. Nice turn. Well done, Saffron. Well done,
Hello, boys.
Right, guys, look
Brilliant.
this way. Guys, look this way now.
Top class, boys.
Right. 1, 2, 3, big cheer, lift up the